People who exercise, lift weights. What is your secret to staying motivated when it takes a while to get results? Make it a habit. Go on the same days every week at the same time. Set yourself up to avoid distractions. Like, if you go after work, go straight from work without stopping at home. You won't need motivation. It just becomes a thing you do. Nobody stays motivated to exercise. Discipline is doing it even when you're not motivated, because it is part of your routine. I like to tell myself do it badly when I'm unmotivated, because that gets me to show up, and showing up is like 60% of the battle. I run, hike, and lift weights. It's not really a matter of motivation. I just like doing it. Also, I really don't like not doing it. If I'm ever on the fence about doing any workout, I remind myself that I have never regretted a workout I have done. Even if I have to dial it back a bit for some reason, I always feel better after a workout, and never feel good about missing one. Find the right routine and exercises and it becomes fun and enjoyable. I've been lifting over a decade. Want to take a guess at how many exercises I absolutely hate? There's dozens, but there are equally as many that I enjoy. Find what you like and stick to it. Also, what's your measure or results? You can get results immediately, in the form of mental improvements and overall well-being. Exercise is fantastic for mental health, especially anxiety and depression. Results happen quicker than you think. Although your body won't transform that fast, you'll notice that exercises get easier and easier to do, or you're able to lift more weight. I'm doing a body weight routine right now and it's kind of addictive to see myself get closer and closer to being able to do pull-ups, or being able to do push-ups with proper form and range of motion. No one that consistently exercises does it through motivation. That is a complete myth. It's a lifestyle, a habit. It takes discipline. You start to feel off if you don't exercise. Once you get to that point, it's easy. Getting there, not so much. Honestly, just start doing it with real intention and in a good way, and stick to it for some time. Force will keep you in for the short term. Results will keep you in for the mid-term. And once you got there, then it's become a part of you, and that will keep you in for the long term. Motivation is kindling. It burns easy, but it doesn't burn long. Use it to start, but don't rely on it. Habit is twigs and sticks. Easy to get going once you have motivation. Burns a bit longer, but eventually you'll break habit. You'll have to stay late after work. The gym has maintenance. There's a global pandemic, and you can't go for long enough that you no longer want to go. Discipline is a log. It's an identity. I train because I train. There is no why. There is no reason. To be me is to train. If the gym is closed, I train at home. If I am injured, I train what is healed. You don't stay motivated, you start motivated. Not wanting to have to achieve my calorie deficit through further diet restrictions, I've been able to lose about a pound a week via moderate fasting and burning an extra 3,000–4,000 calories at the gym. Without the extra calorie burn, I would have to give up way more food that I really enjoy. It's a quality of life calculation. I like the food more than I hate the gym. Find exercises you like and enjoy, and once you see the numbers starting to increase, it'll naturally give your motivation a boost as you strive to continue improving. Also, changing exercises if it feels like it's getting stale will keep you excited. And, as someone else already said, once you get to the point that you're seeing some medium to long-term results, lifting weights will have become a part of your life and you won't want to stop anyway. Motivation will only get you so far, but by the time that dries up, it'll likely give way to dedication and self-discipline instead anyway. And remember, one of the great things about lifting weight is the only person you're competing with is yourself. So when you beat a previous record etc., you know you've only got yourself to give credit, and that feeling is extremely rewarding and addicting. And if it's not your day and you can't give it 100%, you've let down a grand total of 0 people. You can just pick up next time where you left off. It becomes a habit, but what I did to make it a habit was 2 things. Stick to a schedule, remove your excuses. My biggest excuse was how time-consuming it was to pack, drive to the gym, train, shower and drive back. Half of that time was not even spent exercising, so I made my own gym at home, with benches, racks, weights and a TV to run a show on while I train. Also I exercise often, but short durations, because I'll always be able to find the time. So listen to the excuses you make, and address them. Also, realize that being tired is a poor excuse, as exercise will energize you. Do some light exercise if you are tired. A good friend of mine once told me that weightlifting is like cutting yourself but without the downsides. She told me that many people who had been cutters at a young age eventually get over it by doing heavy exercise. It's not hard to find motivation when you get accustomed to how good a little bit of pain hormones make you feel. The more you work out, more normal it becomes, unless you freak out when you are casuing micro-tearings in your muscles so they would grow back stronger. Progress of becoming stronger is also nice, so there are plenty things to like. TL doctor, you do it because of the burn and slight pain, not despite of it. Pain hormones make you feel good. Being consistent, and keep in mind that, even though you won't see a change in a week or 2 in doing exercises, always remember that the progress is more important than the results, and that the results will just come by from the progress that you have made through various workouts and exercises that you have been doing. Also have a good diet, proper rest, muscle recovery, and to be motivated and happy when working out. Good luck. I am rooting for you. DDDDD. Fuck motivation. It's a fickle and an unreliable little dick fuck and isn't worth your time. Better to cultivate discipline than to rely on motivation. Force yourself to do things. Force yourself to get up out of bed and practice. Force yourself to work. Motivation is fleeting and it's easy to rely on because it requires no concentrated effort to get. Motivation comes to you, and you don't have to chase after it. Discipline is reliable. Motivation is fleeting. The question isn't how to keep yourself motivated, it's how to train yourself to work without it. Anonymous. Building it into a regular expected schedule, and a habit, so that I'm doing my workout for 30 minutes at the right time every day because my day has been built to include that. And then after a week it starts feeling automatic, and by the time I start setting the results in the mirror, it is just part of my regular day. Test. Find a sport or activity you enjoy. Find some metric in that activity that you can try and measure. Monitor your ability between when you are exercising properly and when you aren't. Motivation gets easy when you can separate the results. I wrestle. I can measure the point in which I gas out between when I'm running good numbers and when I'm not. I can tell if I'm going to have good endurance on the mats based on my 5K times. I hate running, but when you see the results, motivation is easy. Repeat with weightlifting, etc. Now I just need to find something to motivate me when the pandemic closes the gym and I've got no opportunity to compete anytime soon. Just don't overwhelm yourself. The key is to just get in the door. The rest will take care of itself. Just go to the gym and don't kill yourself, otherwise you are going to quickly develop a negative association with the gym that will fuel hesitation next time. If you just go to the gym and get a workout in, even if it's not meeting your weight rep goal, it's 1000% better than doing nothing, and you will continue to get better. Soon enough you will start seeing gains and improvement, and that will give you all the momentum you need to continue longer term. Honestly, I had been trying for years to get into better shape, giving up multiple times over, and eventually I just got sick of how I looked in the mirror. I was not overweight, but skinny fat, and I wanted to look athletic. Eventually my brain snapped and I just started pushing myself a lot harder. When I start to lose motivation, I picture what I used to look like and how much better everything is now that I look and feel more fit. Plus, after giving up so many times, you eventually realize that results will take months or years, and not to freak out if you can't see a difference after weeks of hard, consistent training. It takes acceptance of the fact that it's a grind. Enjoy it. Variety. Weight training is about controlled adaptation. If you keep doing the same things forever, you won't continue adapting, and you'll plateau. When this happens, you stop progressing, and you stop getting all that nice feedback from your body. That doesn't mean do different stuff all the time. It means make a week-by-week plan that includes periodic variation. Don't focus on results, but on process. Dissociation. It can get so bloody boring that you need an escape. That is why my elliptic and my weights are in front of the TV. Ever since I turned the exercise room into a TV room and left the machines where they were, I have lost a lot of weight and gained a considerable amount of muscle mass. Disclaimer: only dissociate if it is safe to do so. It is a small weight and there are safety measures. You don't want to do that with a kettlebell or anything like that. Even if you don't feel like going, organize your gym gear, put it on, then leave the house. Even if you don't want to go, then walk towards to the gym. Maybe you'll just walk past, maybe not. Hell, if you got that far, go in and look around. See it. You inside now, homie. May as well have a run at least. Pick up a dumbbell. Motherfucker. You just finished a workout and it all started by taking it one step at a time. My point is, dog, sometimes going to the gym can feel too much, so break that bitch down into small manageable acts, one motherfucking step at a time. Before you know it, you'll have the thought, I want to the gym, and you'll do that shit without even thinking about it. Stay strong, brother, and remember, Hulk Hogan didn't get 30 centimeters arms or millions of little Hulksters all around the world in one day. He had to work at that shit every day. Peace. It's all about knowing the first month or so is going to suck, but once you have a routine that works with you and stick to it, lifting weights becomes addicting and such a positive outlet to release stagnant, negative energy. Then once you stop thinking about the results and become more process-oriented, the results show up and make it all so worth it. But for that first month, buy yourself some pre-workout. You can self-sabotage yourself into going to the gym by having a serving, because once it's in you, you don't have a choice but to work out. I've never been an exercise person, and now I exercise, usually 5 days a week, and I have for 4 months. Honestly, it started with my doctor scaring the shit out of me. Fear was my motivator for the first few weeks, but I was able to find motivation in the non-aesthetic based benefits of exercise. Finding reasons to exercise that aren't based on how you look was key for me. I like that I'm stronger. I like that I have more stamina. I like that I feel healthier and progress a little more every time. And, after a couple months of that, the visual results started to pop up. My arms and legs are more muscular and toned. I'm still fat, but my husband says he's noticed a lot of changes in my body. In short, do it for health and find things you like about how it makes you feel for the first couple months. Then the aesthetics will follow, and those will help your motivation as well. Motivation is cheap. Become disciplined so you can force yourself to go, even when you don't want to. There have been so many times I've not wanted to go to the gym or work out, but once I'm there doing it, I'm glad I did and can continue happily. You often just need the will to force yourself to start. Also get a gym buddy, that way it's not just your motivation, you can hold each other accountable, and when one doesn't feel like going, pep talk or guilt the other into going. You might not see the results immediately, but you'll start feeling better pretty quickly. I'm mid-30s and I listen to my coworkers, who are around my age, complain all the time about how tired and shitty they feel. It's worth it just to not feel that way. I feel awesome. Also, just enjoy the journey. I don't know what type of transformation you're looking for, but you'll go through phases. If you're trying to lose weight, you'll have a big phase, maybe a curvy phase, then a toned phase. Enjoy each phase. Or if you're trying to build muscle, you'll have phases there, too. Enjoy each one. First of all, I should clarify that I didn't start with any specific results in mind, just wanted to get a bit healthier and fitter, whatever that ended up meaning. For me, what has helped is really keying into how my own mind relates to exercise rather than what works for other people. I have never believed people actually enjoyed exercise. I thought they were faking. I also thought I was the one person on earth who was incapable of physically progressing with exercise. I have tried before and it didn't last. What helped me was allowing myself to start very slow and gentle, at an almost too easy level, and letting myself take breaks as often and as long as I wanted. The Body Project on YouTube was a huge part of that. I'm not and have never been overweight, thus didn't have real health or appearance needs that had to be addressed, but I've always been extremely shy about exercising around other people, so I needed to do something that would allow me to work out in complete private, so the embarrassment and shame wouldn't affect my experience. It was like I thought, people will see that I'm slim and I'm still so uncoordinated and weak, that's worse than being fat. Once I realized I could do it at my own pace, that just moving my body was a blessing, and I could control how hard I pushed, I started getting more in tune with my body. That discovery has been immensely motivating and pleasurable on its own. I started noticing my reactions in the moment, and how to go just hard enough to experience real challenge without suffering, and how that would actually trigger endorphins rather than making me feel miserable. Then I would notice I was getting better at the routines, getting less clumsy, stronger core, better mind-body connection, and just feeling more connected to my body than I ever had. It's exciting and fun to make that discovery, especially since I thought I was all grown up and already understood myself so well. I'm in my 30s. This has increased intrinsic motivation and helped me use exercise to improve my mood in a way I thought I never would. The first time I thought about and wanted to work out made me feel like I was insane. Another thing was that I realized boredom brutally demotivated me, and that I got bored very easily. The experts say to have a consistent routine, but I am not at a point yet where I can craft my own routine, so I do well by following a video and 2. I get bored and start getting angst and miserable if I've done the same thing 3 times in a row. It may not be the expected, proper way to do things, but finding brand new videos and only doing them a couple times before moving on, possibly revisiting them later if they were way too hard, to see if I've improved, has stopped me from falling into so many slumps. Go to classes or group fitness programs and get to know other people. Then going to the gym isn't all about working out. The main drive can become getting to meet up with people you like. You can even build up friendly rivalries so you push yourselves harder into those sucky cardio workouts. When you feel like quitting, remember why you started. You will never always be motivated. Learn to be disciplined by ignoring that little voice that tells you it's too hard. Tell yourself that whatever doesn't kill you better start running and kill that little voice that wants you to quit. Do I want muscle? If so, force self to gym. Give it your all. 4 years of consistent nutrition and lifting netted me 20 pounds of muscle, except I just looked like a regular guy, and the constant shoveling food, pissing 20 times a day, shitting 3 times a day, and still had low confidence and women still wouldn't talk to me. Finally gave it up, lost all progress in less than a year, back to skinny nerd. Life is depressing. My gym is a really supportive community and the trainers make a point of knowing everyone's names and making everyone feel included. As an introvert, that's important to me, as session sizes are small at the moment. A missed session means someone else has missed out on that slot, so overbook and always turn up. Also, it's expensive. If I wasn't paying much I wouldn't feel nearly as motivated. Before I went to this gym I didn't stay with any fitness center for more than a couple of months. I've been doing to this gym for almost 4 years now.